Welcome to Easy Maths. In this video, we will be looking at substitution. Now, substitution means to replace one thing for another, or we're swapping one player, like in football, for another player. So if one person is injured, we want to replace that player with somebody else who can play in his place or her place. In algebra, if we were given, for example, x is equal to 2 and y is equal to, let's say, 6, wherever I see x, I am going to replace or substitute x for 2. Wherever I see y, I'm going to replace y and put 6 in its place. Let's look at some quick examples. If I had x plus y, wherever I see x, I need to put 2. So this would be 2 replacing the x plus my y, which is 6. So x plus y would be evaluated to be 8. Now let's look at some other examples. Number 1 says if x is 4 and y is 1, work out x plus y. So wherever I see x, I need to replace it with 4. Wherever I see y, I need to replace it with 1. So this would be 4 for my x, and I recommend bracketing or putting brackets around your values, especially when you have negative numbers, and 1 for the y. So 4 plus 1 is 5. In the next one, I'm going to work out my bracket first. So wherever I see x, I'm going to substitute or replace it with 4. So this is going to be 4 minus, wherever I see y, I'm going to replace it or substitute it for 1. So that's 4 minus 1. And if we work our bracket first, 4 minus 1 is 3. And 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. Now let's look at these two. If A is 4 and B is negative 5 and C is 1, evaluate or work out or to find the value of negative B. Wherever I see B, I need to put negative 5. So using brackets, as I recommend, it will save you from making really simple mistakes. And I'm going to replace my B with negative 5. So that's negative 5. Now, negative multiplied by negative is a positive. And because it just says negative outside of the bracket, they actually mean multiplying the bracket by negative 1. So negative times a negative is positive. Negative 1 times negative 5 is positive 5. And let's do this one. Again, wherever I see B, I need to replace it or substitute it with negative. So in brackets, I put my b, which is negative 5. I'm going to square that. But let's just write all our substitution. Times a. We're replacing a with 4. So that's times 4. And times, AC means a times c. And c is 1. So times 1. So negative 5 squared means negative 5 multiplied by negative 5 minus 4 multiplied by 4 times 1 is 4. Negative times a negative is positive. 5 times 5 is 25 minus 4 times 4 is 16, and 25 minus 16 is 9. Now your turn. Pause the video, have a go at these, and then we'll work them together. Welcome back. So remember, to substitute means to replace one thing with another. So in number 1, wherever I see A, I need to replace it or substitute it for 3. Let's start. So 3 multiplied by A, and my A is also 3, plus BC means B multiplied by C. Wherever I see B, I need to replace it with 2. So that is 2 multiplied by C. Wherever I see C, I need to replace it with 5. And then let's work out our multiplication. 3 multiplied by 3 is 9, plus 2 multiplied by 5 is 10. And 9 plus 10 is 19. In the next one, a squared. So remember, I'm replacing a with 3. So that's 3 squared minus BC means b times c, which is 2 times 5. And we multiply out. So 3 squared means 3 times 3, which is 9, minus 2 times 5 is 10. 9 minus 10 is -1. And our last one, if a is -10 and u is 35 and t is 3, work out the value of s, given s is equal to u times t plus half a t squared. So let us substitute. We're trying to find s. Now ut means u multiplied by t. Wherever I see u, I need to replace it with 35. And wherever I see t, I need to replace it with 3. So that's 35 multiplied by 3 plus half of a. Wherever I see a, I need to replace it with -10. So that's -10 times t squared, and t is 3. So that's 3 squared. Now, you do get 1 mark simply for writing out your substitution. So just for substituting in this step, your first step is to substitute your values, and you get 1 mark for that. So let's go back and complete this. 35 times 3 is 105, plus half of -10 is -5, multiplied by 3 times 3 is 9. So now we have 105. -5 times +9 is -45. And remember, a negative times a positive is a negative. Hence, we only need this minus sign. 105 minus 45 is 60. Well done.